Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. I wanted to bring you along today to give you a little update on what I have growing here in my grow room. Before we get started in the grow room, I'm going to give you a little clip of my ranunculus and my anemones. I planted the ranunculus in a video a couple of weeks ago, and the anemones were in a little short just I think a week ago. And they're both out of my greenhouse now. The ranunculus, most of them I think have sprouted now and have greenery, and the anemones are getting their roots. Some have more roots than others, but they're certainly coming along. I just put them out in the greenhouse last night. We're still getting below freezing temperatures at night, but I can cover them up with a double layer of frost cloth. They're both very hardy plants. They're good till about -5 Celsius, and I have a small heater in there to kick on just to try and keep it to not actually hit freezing in the greenhouse. And that's what I'm doing for those right now. If it starts to get much colder that I'd have to run the heater more, then I'll bring them back into my garage, but this gives them some light during the day. I have a lot of viewers that are new to my channel in the last month or so here. So if you're new to the channel and you're kind of wondering about my growing situation here, I garden in Saskatchewan, Canada. I'm down in kind of the southern part of Saskatchewan. So I'm classified as a zone 3B, and actually there's been some movement up to a zone 4, but I don't completely trust that, as that's just based on like 10-year average, I think it is. And we still get to like -35 in that once in a while in the winter. So I don't think we're quite at that zone 4 yet for actual reliability. So I garden as if I'm at a 3B. We get about 110 frost-free days here in my climate, and I grow a lot of vegetables and flowers in that time. So if you're interested in seeing everything that I do to get things growing, started outside and harvested before the snow falls, then hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel out, it'll help you out because the videos will come to you sooner, and you can keep up with what's going on in my garden. So now let's see what's growing inside here in the house. So you can see I still have my begonia tubers here. I brought these inside in the fall. I have a couple stored away in storage, but these didn't have very good actual tubers on them, so I just stuck them under grow lights for the winter. And I'm hoping in the next week or so to try and take some leaf cuttings and try and propagate a few of these. Never done that before, so I'll be trying that, and I might do a video on it. I'm not sure. We'll see what time brings for me. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be really interested in seeing, because then I'll try and make more of a point of doing that for you. Beside the begonias, I have the tray of sweet peppers that I just sowed. And now this wasn't on a video. So, and I just did it yesterday, actually, I think. Yesterday or the day before. So nothing's really happening in here with the sweet peppers. They are on a heat mat. They have the humidity dome on. And they're just waiting to start growing. Next in line to the sweet peppers is my delphinium. And I planted these a few weeks ago. They usually take a while. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there's one tiny little delphinium coming up here, but not much else is going on. I do have, you'll see these little white balls. I do have some little pot poppers on here. This is just like a fungus gnat control kind of thing. I had a few fungus gnats, mostly I think in my onions, but I just stuck these in a bunch of the trays at the time. And that's just to try and help control those. And next to the delphinium, what is this? I don't even remember. Oh, this is my impatiens. So yeah, I doubt there's much going on in here. These were sown, I think, almost a week ago. I don't know, about 5 days ago, I guess. I don't see anything going on. It should be a few more days yet before I really see anything. They are also on a heat mat, and that's what this little probe here is, just temperature. I have the heat mat set up on a temperature sensor here, so it'll kick on and off when I need it. So let's go down to the next shelf. On this shelf here, I have my lobelia and mimulus in this tray, and so far the white lady lobelia has come up really well. It's doing great, and the rest has done nothing. But I looked back through my notes, and it looks like the white lady lobelia came up way before the other things last year as well. So I'm just waiting patiently, and hopefully the rest start to sprout soon. I think it's been about 10 days since I did those. And then I have my onions and my hot peppers. Oops, and they are looking pretty good. Peppers, I think had a bit of water and maybe sitting in the tray underneath them. I didn't realize just the way the tray is. And I think that's why they had some fungus gnats going on. So you see I have lots of little sticky cards in here trying to keep the fungus gnats under control. And the onions are a little almost yellow, but I think I've given them a bit of fertilizer and I've cut back on the water with them, and I think they'll brighten up soon. And the peppers are looking fabulous. I just thinned them out the other day, and I'll probably have a few here that need to be pinched back. You don't have to pinch peppers, but I like to pinch them to get good stocky plants. I find in our climate with lots of wind and whatnot that a good stocky pepper plant is helpful. And we have petunias. So I have 2 trays of petunias here. This is my Easy Wave Burgundy, what's it called? Velvet. And then behind there on this tray, I have some double blue petunias. And then this one is Save Seed from my Shockwave Pink Vein. So they're a lot thicker. I think you can see just how many petunias are in each cell. And that's because when you save your own seed, all you have is straight up petunia seed, and it's almost like dust. So it's hard to sow them with just a few in each tray. So I'll have to thin those out, but I want them to get at least a set of true leaves before I thin them. Back there. Whereas you can see when you purchase seed, it comes pelleted. So I think you can see there, it's pretty much almost one plant per cell, maybe 2. I've moved a couple around last night, just if I had a couple in a cell and then a cell with nothing. I just very gently with a skewer teased a petunia seedling up and moved it over. I think I have a video that shows that, so I'll see if I can find it. I'll put a link for you. So let's go down to the next shelf. So down here is a tray that I sowed in a video just a couple of days ago. I talked about most of the things I was going to sow, and then I sowed the dahlias from the dahlia seeds, and they're coming up quite well here. And I think I have 6 of 9 cells germinated here, and 8 of 9 cells germinated in the back. So most of them have germinated now. These could actually have the humidity dome removed from them, but because most of these other trays were sown actually over the next day, they aren't germinated yet. So I might just move these out into another tray temporarily until I can have more germination in the rest, so that they're not staying too damp under the humidity dome. The rest that's in here is Nigella. I have Moody Blues, and then I have some that's Save Seed from a combination of Delft Blue and Moody Blues. And I don't see any germination yet on those. I just came in here for the first time today, so I'm looking along with you. And then I have Feverfew, and again, nothing has germinated on that, but again, it's only been a couple of days. Bacopa, nothing has germinated on that, and I need to spray my Bacopa every day, so I'm gonna spray that Bacopa right now while I'm thinking of it. The Bacopa seed comes pelleted, and the instructions say to spray it every day to help break down that seed coat, because they need light to germinate. So there's a little spritz to get them nice and moist again. And then what is this again? Oh, this is my Chrysanthemum Bright Eyes, yeah. And it has germination. I don't know if you can even see that under those lights there, but I don't know how you can see. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of 9 cells have germination. So that's another one that could come out from under the humidity dome. So I'll do that right now. I could do that. Grab this tray, this tray, and this tray. And I'll move these down to the lower shelf when we get there. Put the humidity dome back on these other guys. And we'll go back under this light. Okay, so, oh wait, we better look at what's in here. Oh, I didn't even talk about this, but here's, I just have some lettuce and spinach in here. And I have Little Gem, White Boston, Eucapa, and Escalade spinach here. So the rest are all lettuce. And I'm just growing these, and I'm hoping that I can get them out into my greenhouse under some protection once they get to be a little bit bigger with some true leaves on them. So lots of these are for. And then here's my winter thyme. I sowed that quite a while ago, probably a month ago, maybe more. And here is my rosemary that I potted up out of my let pot, and I will tell you, it has died. I don't know, I get rosemary to this point and then it turns black and it dies, and I don't, every time I grow it. So I think I'm just gonna get myself a larger size plant when they come out in the stores and just try and grow it from there and take cuttings. I've heard that's the easier way to do it, and I'm out of seed, so I've gone through a whole pack of seed, and this is the point I always get to. So I think I'm done growing it from seed now, and I'm gonna try and do that once I can find myself a decent plant that looks healthy. So let's see what's down at the bottom, and I can do some rearranging to fit that other tray of plants I just moved around here. Right here's my pansies. And you can see I had really good germination on them all except for, I think this is a Swiss Giant. Where's the tag with the name on it? Yeah, Swiss Giant. And I have 2 in this tray that have germinated and none in the rest. I've taken the darkness off of them because it was hard to keep them covered and not have these covered. Some of them were looking a little bit yellow here. I was away for a little bit, but I've started fertilizing them, got them on a good fertilizing routine. They're starting to green up, and I think they'll look a lot better. They're looking pretty nice. I'll probably be pinching them back soon. They have 2 sets of true leaves on most of them. So the first leaves that come out, I think you can see on this one here, there's 2 leaves down here. That's the seed leaves or cotyledon leaves. And then these are the true leaves. So some just have 1 set of true leaves, and some, like this one here, I think, oh, maybe that was just doubled up with another. So maybe they all just have 1 set of true leaves mostly on them now. Once they get a couple of sets of true leaves, then I'll give them a little pinch. I'll just go in with my fingers or some fine snips, and I'll just pinch them off just above a set of leaves to try and encourage them to branch out and bush out a little bit. But right now I'm happy with how they're looking. This is my Rainbow Loveliness Dianthus right here, and this is the Angelonia that I grew. So I just pinched the Rainbow Loveliness Dianthus. It's really getting tangled and crazy there. I gave it a little pinch, so you know how you can see there on this one, you can see the little bit of a stem sticking up there. So I just snipped that off. There was leaves above that point, and just snipped it just above these 2 leaves here. Hopefully that's focusing so you can see that. And then I have the Angelonia. It's looking good. I'm not sure if I need to pinch Angelonia or not. It kind of looks like I should. It's kind of what I'm thinking I should do, so I'll probably come in and pinch them when they get just a little bit taller. The other end of this tray is my Dusty Miller. Really good growth there. I'll probably have to come in and thin some of these out. You see there's like 3 or 4 growing in this spot here. Again, this one here has 3 or 4, but most of them have 2 or 3, so I'll try and thin them out to 1 to 2 at most, and then if I leave them as 2, then I can separate them out into larger pots after they get some more true leaves. And this is my celery, and a few days ago I took one of these little tiny guys out of, let me get my finger out of the way here, out of this tray, out of this little cell here, and I moved one over there, and then I have a few here, so I'll have to thin these out pretty soon too, but I'm just leaving them for now. And again, celery, like I said before, likes a lot of moisture, so I'm going to give it a little bit more while I'm in here. The Angelonia, everything I've read says it likes to dry out a little bit on top first, so I'm trying to let it dry out. These are all damp, so they're looking good. And I just have, just to get these a little closer to light, I have them on an extra tray there, sitting, because these are T5 lights on the shelf, so I need to be a little closer to them. I should actually probably get another tray and put it under the pansies. Here's my stalks, and they were up on a higher shelf, and I think they were getting a little hot. You can see some of them kind of stretched, but I think I have, yeah, I have stalks in every single little spot, but they're looking good. Still have their cotyledon leaves, nothing else, but I put them down lower, so they're down closer to the floor. It's my basement. They're a little bit cooler there, and I think they won't stretch as much down low like that. And I have them raised up as well, sitting on some tall humidity domes. What do I have over here? Don't even remember. Oh yeah. So these are my miniature snapdragons that I saved seed from last year, and these again were just sown a few days ago, so nothing's happening in there. These could actually probably go up higher where it's a bit warmer and they'd probably be a little bit happier. They don't need a heat mat, but it is a tiny bit cooler down low, so a little bit more warmth would probably help. And this is the rocket mix, and again, no germination, but it's only been a couple days. So I'll probably move those up higher, and that will make some space for the chrysanthemum and dahlias to go down here. And I need to get some trays and raise up those two trays on the end to get them closer to these T5 lights. So that's what I have growing in my grow room right now. Hopefully you found that interesting to see everything. I will be starting my tomatoes next week. I have some dried flowers that I'm going to be starting from seed next week. Always something going on here. But thanks for coming along in my grow room today and checking out what was also going on outside in my greenhouse. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. I guess we shouldn't forget about the Amaryllis. Those are my little Amaryllis babies up there, just hanging out in the window, and the coleus in the middle. So I overwintered that coleus. I'll be taking cuttings of that soon as well to try and A, cut it back to make it a bushier plant, and B, maybe get some more plants out of it.